So, funny story, I was actually supposed to be reacting to the trailer for Sonic 2, but last night at the Game Awards I just couldn't wait, and I thought, you know what, I'll just make a thoughts on video for the trailer tomorrow. I gotta watch this thing tonight. Staying up till 2 AM in the morning. I'm so tired. But let's get this recorded, shall we? Here are my thoughts. This video, by the way, is completely unscripted, so this is just me blabbering my thoughts into the mic, so hello everyone, Amazing Gamer 111 here, and today we are talking about my thoughts of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the official trailer. It dropped last night at the Game Awards. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. It was incredible. It was, wow. Like, there were so many things in this trailer we're talking about, so let's just go from the beginning. So, the trailer opens up with Sonic in a city on top of a building. It's nighttime, and he's stretching and all. And I get the feeling that, like, the stretching is, like, supposed to be a callback to the original trailer when the really bad Sonic did the stretching and all that with Gangsta's Paradise in the background. Come on, they look so similar side by side. Come on, these shots. Next, Sonic takes a bite out of a chili dog, because of course he does, and sets off down to the city below to stop a bank robbery while free falling, just jumping off. It's like, yeah, no, okay, I'm just gonna jump off the building. Surely nothing bad will come out of this. But obviously we know it won't, because it's Sonic. So Sonic hijacks the vehicle below from the robbers, and we hear Tom say in the background that, like, he loves that Sonic wants to use his powers for, like, the more common things like a bank robbery, but he only needs to use his real power when it's needed. And, like, he also tells Sonic that he's being a bit reckless. His power should only be used in a really massive, threatening situation. And then he does a friggin' Batman pose when Tom says, like, you're trying to be Batman or something. We also see, like, some bonus shots of him skateboarding around the house, like a daredevil over glass and all that, and you know, that scene's only going to end in utter destruction. You wait and see. But then we see we see a satellite. It releases a hatch of an egg-shaped thing, which is obviously one of Eggman's drones. And then we see this big frickin' tornado screaming towards the town of Green Hills where everyone is watching. But this tornado, the lightning coming from it is green. And I'm like, is that the Master Emerald? Did Nized and Sam's Procrastination Station actually call this? So that looks really cool. The visual of that is insane. So then we see, after all that excitement, Eggman lands in his egg-shaped, like, rocket-looking thing. And of course we see him throwing on his jacket and all that, and he's got his mustache and goggles now. And then, what was a really big surprise to me, Agent Stone is back. Which was really cool, and he's working at, like, a Starbucks or something now. That was pretty fun to see, so at least he found some sort of job. Guess he quit the government and just went to work at a little coffee shop. Just, you know, the basic stuff. I don't blame him after all that excitement from the first movie. We do see Eggman coming out of the vehicle, but we also see, like, yeah, the drones from the first movie, like the egg-shaped ones, but then we see the bee ones. I've forgotten their names. Jeez. Some people will complain that, like, they don't have the color scheme of the bee enemies, like the badniks from the original Sonic. I think they look pretty cool there. But, you know, that's just my bias towards how white and red and black just goes so well together with this version of Eggman. And of course we see Jim Carrey swing around being like, Papa's got a new stash. And he does look really good in his new Eggman getup. He's back on Earth, he's found his way home. So Eggman explains to Agent Stone, he now looks like he's once again working in the forces of Eggman. While he's been gone, he's found a new kind of power, and then we do see that is, of course, the Master Emerald. That was really cool to see, because everyone said, like, the Emerald's gonna be in the sequel, they gotta be in the sequel. Everyone predicted it, and what do you know, it actually happened. And it looks like the place where he found the Master Emerald is, like, in a waterfall. esque area, and I believe since, like, you know, it's Knuckles' job to defend the Master Emerald, this is where he meets Knuckles. So, and of course after that, Stone says, "That sounds big," and Eggman says, "Yeah, it's been on my mind for the last few years." So, it's good to see these two playing off each other again, it's great. And then we cut to a more, you know, better looking, stylized, full-on version of the post-credits from the first movie, where Tails jumps through the portal from God knows where. We don't know where he's coming from yet. Everyone still has the impression that, like, Longclaw is still alive and told Tails to go and find Sonic. But that's not been confirmed, not yet, so we'll have to hold off on that. Also, it looks like they did stylize the design of Tails a little bit, which is pretty cool. I do like this more stylized version of the first movie's Tails. It looks great. The fur physics look fantastic. I do understand why in the first movie it did look a little different, because it might have been rushed, because, like, I get the feeling that they had to redesign Tails after the Sonic redesign. God knows what Tails would have looked like in the original cut. So then we see the first, what looks like the first interaction with Tails and Sonic, flying in the tornado as well. I believe that's what it's called. Is it called the tornado? Yeah, the aeroplane, Tails' tornado. And what's ironic is that they're flying towards a tornado. That's just icing on the cake. Very clever, writers. You did your homework. So they fly towards the tornado. Sonic has almost no plan after some light taunting of the tornado, and so Eggman fires off 1,000,001 missiles towards them. The tornado dodges them like a pro. And then Sonic's like, "Oh, that wasn't too bad, you're pretty good." And then he gets hit by a frickin' rocket himself, which honestly had me in stitches the first time I saw it. The next shot looks to be inside of the massive, some sort of massive machine that Eggman has built. We can hear rings, but I don't think Sonic would actually be collecting rings. I don't know if, like, the teleporting rings are going to take a backseat this time around, but we'll have to wait and see. After that, we see a quick shot of some sort of blade going right past Eggman's face, nearly cutting off his mustache. I get the feeling that this is before he collects the Master Emerald. He's going through all the defenses, like holding it away from the public eye. And then in the next shot, which is just the freaking best thing I've ever seen in Sonic media, Sonic and Tails just, like, in super wrapped up winter getup, walking inside of a bar or something, or a cabin with a bunch of people in it, and they're just sitting there with a bunch of colours around them while everyone else is just wearing blacks and browns and greys, and then Tails just faints to the sight of that, and Sonic's like, "Yeah, I've seen this all before." Brilliant. I feel like the comedic timing on this is going to be great. Then the next shot, and what looks to be the coolest one, we see some sort of power beam from the Master Emerald in a temple. And I have reason to believe that this is Sonic's world, and Sonic is obviously down there at the front of the screen, looking down at the falls. It just looks beautiful. This whole scenery looks fantastic. You can really tell they went all out with the visuals this time around. Of course, they didn't have to redesign anything this time around, so I guess they have more of a budget this time, which is great. So I believe during this scene, this is where Eggman is actually stealing it, and Sonic has obviously gone after him, but by the time he reaches the temple, it's a bit too late, and it's already been stolen. That could be interesting. After that, we see a few shots of Sonic running. He seems to be actually getting shot at, though, from behind, so I wonder what that could be. After that, we see him, like, skating through the snow away from all the drones from behind him, which looks really cool. I can tell there's a lot more action in this movie. It's not just going to be a buddy road trip anymore. It's going to be like a huge... It's going to feel like an actual Sonic movie this time, and I can't wait. Then after that, of course, we see Eggman in some sort of ice area, firing down at Sonic with the drones, and tells us, like, "Sonic, look out!" And of course Sonic, using the speed he did in the first movie when he was cornered by Eggman on the Transamerica building, just uses the speed he has to throw the missile right back at Eggman. And then after that we get the massive final big reveal that everyone went nuts about last night at the trailer. Sonic saying to somebody that "You're never gonna get my powers," and begins to spark up and race towards someone. And we see that that someone is actually Knuckles! And he looks so good. They didn't do him dirty at all. He looks fantastic. My one problem is that he was leaked. Like, the statue while filming was leaked, and that kind of ruined the magic for me. But actually seeing him animated here looks so incredible. Like, seriously, he looks really good. And this is only from an afar, like, distance. Like, when we see him up close in a second, he looks so... Oh my god, he looks so good. So then after that, when Sonic does attempt to attack Knuckles, he's just holding him back with his fist. Sonic is rolling and sparking all over the place, and Knuckles is just holding him there. And we can see the pure fury in his face, and I'm like, oh my god. This guy means business this time around. And then he says to Sonic, do I look like I need your power? And just pounds him into the ground! Like, geez, this film is going to be very, very dark in some instances. A lot more than the first movie, and I love that. Also, I want to mention his voice as well is actually really, really, really good. I'm a big fan of his voice. Like, we all originally thought Dwayne Johnson was going to voice him, and that would have been cool too, sure. But this new voice actor, I don't know who it is like, they sound pretty good for Knuckles so far. We've only heard him say, like, 2 lines, but he still sounds good. So after Sonic gets pounded to the ground, we see Jim Carrey pop through a wall in some sort of motel room, sparks flying everywhere from some sort of explosion or something that's gone off, and says, where are my manners? Sonic, meet Knuckles. And Knuckles bashes his fists together and attempts to fight Sonic. That's it, the title card rolls, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And we have an exclusive, perfect release date for April 8th of 2022, so we don't gotta wait that much longer, folks. It's not actually like, that's only, what, a year? Like, just over a year after the first movie? Sonic came out in 2020, right? Yeah. It only took them about a year and... No, it came out in 2020, so it took them... No, it would take them 2 years. Because it was released in 2020, and this one's going to be released in 2022. Seriously, I love everything about this trailer. It's really good. I love that Knuckles is here. I love that, you know, how great Eggman looks. The visuals look so much cooler. But I think the coolest part about this movie is that it's going to have a much darker underbelly. Because the first one was very, like, it was like, yeah, it was action-y every now and then. It had 1 or 2 slightly dark moments, but this first one is going to build up to something very dark towards the climax. And I feel like Knuckles' presence is going to pull up that dark factor a lot. And I really can't wait to see where this film goes. So my thoughts on it are, I'm freaking hype. I'm going to go and see this in April because... You know, I was a big fan of the first movie. I saw the first movie twice in the cinema in the same week. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. And if you guys are excited for it too, let me know in the comments. Tell me what was your favourite part of the trailer, because personally my favourites are just... My favourites would be like the return of Eggman and the little tornado scene with Tails and Sonic and Knuckles. Just holding back Sonic, because that just looks... That's like thumbnail material right there. That's like... Oh my god. But still, I am very hyped for this movie. I'm definitely going to go and see it at Paramount. You've done it again. I think after the disappointing flop that was the Clifford the Big Red Dog movie, I think Sonic Movie 2 is really what we needed to remind us that Paramount is still a good movie company, because my god, that film sucks. But at any rate, I'm the Amazing Gamer 111, thank you all very much for watching my thoughts on the Sonic 2 trailer, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a great day everyone, and goodbye.